Walk us through, Russell, just how this financing proposal is going to work.
Hi, Yvonne. Yes, good morning. This is the latest support for the property sector. We've seen authorities ramp up support since late last year as part of the efforts to shore up the economy, bearing in mind, of course, that property has been one of the biggest drags on China's economy for at least the past year. And so this is the latest effort to boost financing for only high-quality developers. So this is not a widespread, indiscriminate bailout for the sector. It's only for the quality companies. So that would rule out the likes of Evergrande, I would say, that have been facing issues with auditing problems and defaults. So it's really focusing on and continuing the theme of focusing on the stronger developers. We've seen aid in recent weeks coming in the form of guaranteed bonds, bank lending pledges, and equity financing for the likes of Country Garden, who have all seen their shares and bonds rally on that news in recent weeks. But we'll have to see how the market reacts to the latest measure, bearing in mind that all the support that we've seen in recent weeks hasn't actually managed to really show signs in the real market yet. With home sales falling, we saw yesterday home prices fell for a 16th month, and so the actual housing market still has a long way to go to recover.
Yeah, and I'm really asking these AMCs to be the saviors in the sector certainly is an interesting one as well. Let's talk about Evergrande. You mentioned about that. So you're saying that they're unlikely going to get this aid, and they just saw an auditor resign. What happened?
Yeah, this is just another bad series of headlines for Evergrande. We know, so overnight the company issued a statement saying that Pricewaterhouse has resigned as its auditor. Remember, back in March, March of last year, Evergrande missed a deadline to release its audited financial statements, and that led to its shares being suspended. They haven't traded since then. And of course, it's also trying to negotiate a debt restructuring proposal with bondholders, and has been missing deadlines on that as well. There was a deadline in July of last year for a preliminary restructuring plan. They missed that, then another one in December. We still haven't seen any sign of this plan, but we know talks with bondholders are intensifying against this backdrop of the audited financial statements really not showing no signs of appearing. Evergrande is getting advice from separate advisors on this debt restructuring proposal, so it's unclear how this audited issue will actually affect those talks directly, but it's certainly not a good sign, when you can't come to an agreement with your auditor on things like going concern, cash flow, debt impairments and things like that. There's still many hurdles to cross for Evergrande. And it's also facing another deadline in March with the Hong Kong High Court hearing on a winding up proposal. The judge in that court has demanded that Evergrande come up with concrete restructuring proposals leading into that hearing. So time is ticking on that.